Well, here we are. Happy New Year 2023. We've got through 2022 and here we are in amazing 2023. And I've been thinking about, the start of the year and what we do at the start of the year. We start with those New Year's resolutions, don't we? And we start with big ideas and we start with amazing enthusiasm, and then around the 8th of January, which it is today when I'm recording this, we sort of go, oh, okay, we haven't done this. I'll start again on Monday. And it got me thinking that we plan these big goals, these big aspirations that we have, but we don't think about the little things that get us there, those little tiny habits, those little micro habits that perhaps would help us along the way. So I got thinking this morning and yesterday about what micro habits, what things do I want to do more of in 2023, and what do I want to do less of in 2023? And my usual, I have 5 of each, which I will share with you. And I'll possibly share some ideas on how I'm going to do it and how I'm not going to do it. Now, if you've got any ideas, if you've got any thoughts on what I'm talking about, or you want to share some tips how you would help me do that, that'd be fantastic, because sharing is caring. The best thing about sharing ideas and adding things in the comments is somebody else is going to see that and take that on board and then comment and then make it their own. And that's the whole idea of this. All my ideas are fantastic, all my reading's great, all my research is wonderful, but you've got to take on or not take on the things that I say. And that's up to you. That's your choice. And today's things, I suppose, are all about choice. So let's get on with the 5 things that I'm going to do more of in 2023. Well, the first one is drink more water. Now, I've said this before about water, but I've seemed to gone off. I haven't built it into my routines. I've not done the little things that allow me to have water and keep sipping water throughout the day. We all know the reasons, all the great reasons for it. So I'm going to go back to my idea of, a glass of water in the morning as soon as I get up, a glass of water after I have any hot drink, glass of water always when I'm at my desk. Whenever I mention water, always take a sip, and have a bottle of water in the car, and also keep drinking as I'm going along and sipping and going along. Now, a couple of things that I've done, so I'm going to continue to do that. I've got one of these wonderful fridges that does the filter water, which is fantastic because I don't want to use bottles. And I've got some spare bottles that I bought and they're in the fridge already, so it's always cold. I've always got a glass out on the top of my kitchen counter, which is just for water. And then also in the office, I've got a jug, big jug. I'm not going to get it because it'll move everything. But I've got my big glass. And this is about half a pint of water. And if I drink 8 of those while I'm working, brilliant, that's great. And the other thing is also, I know this sounds silly, but after I've been in the loo, because you go to the loo a lot if you drink a lot of water, drink another glass of water. So part of my first thing and more things to do is water. My second thing is to go back and have my vitamins in the morning, because I know when I've not had them, I know when I've not had those nutrients, I feel sluggish. I don't look healthy, I don't feel healthy, and inside I don't feel healthy. So make sure I'm going to take those in the morning. And of course, if I have my vitamins in the morning, then I have a glass of water. Now, how do I set that up to make that happen? Is every night I have a little glass, which I pop my vitamins into, cover it over, and then in the morning it's a case of getting up, coffee on, boom, vitamins, glass of water, done. Thank you very much. Okay, number 2, more of. I'm going to use music more as a motivator. Not as a motivator to keep me going and get me in a mood and get me, dancing around, but also in the background. I'm going to use it for productivity. So I've found some amazing YouTube videos, which is Music for Focus. You can go and have a look at them yourself. And the ones I'll use, if you ask me in a DM, I'll send you, or in a comment, I'll send you the link, that one I use. But have that on in the background, because I've found that music really does motivate me. And also watch more musicals. I watched a musical last night on YouTube or wherever I watched it, on the Netflix or whatever. And I just love musicals. Musicals are fantastic. They uplift you. Sometimes they can be sad, but they take you through all those emotions, and then you're humming the tunes in the day. So more music in my life. That's number 2. Number 3 is make sure I'm using that block time and doing my 5 things a day. Now, I must admit, I have been doing this, but what I've sort of wavered from in the end of 2023 is using that me time and focus time and stuff time. I'm really using my half an hour block times, they're called Pomodoros in the technique I use, or you could be your 17-minute sprints. It could be whatever you use for your time block, but make sure they're scheduled in my diary. And I've done a new diary, I've done a new spreadsheet, a new sort of schedule that I've been using, and it works amazing to do the block time. The thing is, what you do is you do it, you time it, you block it into the times, and then you make sure you do it. And again, if you want to copy that schedule instead, it's just a Google Sheet, and I can share that with you as well. Lots going on here. Number 4 of more things I'm going to do in 2003. I'm going to speak to myself more in a more encouraging way. You know, positively speaking about what's happening in the now. Not what's happened in the past, and not what's going on in the future, what's happening in the now. And speaking positively myself. And, you know, remember to myself that, you know, you wouldn't speak to yourself, Steve, like you would speak to other people. So why do you speak to yourself like that? So more positive talk. And how I'm going to do that is set a little reminder in my phone. It's going to go off and it's going to say, speak positively. And it's going to remind me to say something amazing that's happening about what's happening in my day, what I'm grateful for, what I'm looking forward to, what's happening now. So if I sit here, you know, I am grateful for you guys, speaking to you guys live here in the wonderful How to Be Brilliant group, or on YouTube, or wherever you're watching this. I am grateful for that. Isn't that fantastic? And I am positive about what I'm saying, and I've got some clean, wonderful water to take a sip of. And isn't the internet great with all these sources of information? Just wonderful. All these comments, aren't these fantastic? There we go. Some self-talk. So that is number 4. Number 5 is, again, going back to something which I truly believe in. And I know if I go off track with this, I know that, you know, I don't feel fulfilled, or I don't get things done, or I don't live the life that I want to live. And they are my 5 fundamentals. And, you know, it's that mind, that body, that spirit, that emotional intelligence, and also relationships. So what am I talking about? Why is this number 5? And what am I going to do more of? Well, I'm going to make sure I invest time each week in those 5 fundamentals. Now, one of the things I caught myself doing, I was getting wrapped up in this and said, oh, yeah, I must do every day my 5 fundamentals. No. It doesn't work like that, Steve, does it? So what I've promised myself is at least twice a week for each fundamental, I will do some type of activity, or I will read something, and I will invest my time. Time investment, not time management, time investment, and how I'm going to invest my time in those 5 fundamentals. So they're my 5 things, more things I'm going to do in 2023. So I'll just quickly remind you, drink more water. Here's the rule. And take my vitamins, of course. Use music as a motivator. Use more block time, use it more effectively than I have been doing. Speak to myself in a more positive way. Steve, you're great. And then number 5 of that is invest time in the fundamentals. So they're my 5 things of what I'm going to do more of. What about the 5 things I'm going to do less of? Now, I don't know whether to do it like that, an upside down 5, but these 5 things I'm going to do less of. And I'm going to promise and check myself I am doing less of these. So number 1 of the less things. Number 1 is stop worrying about the things I can't control. There's some things that you just can't control. You can't control them. And what I was doing was worrying about them. Well, I've just got to decide, haven't I, if I can do anything about it, and if I can, do something about it, and then get on with it. If I can't, I can't, and that's it. You know, I don't want to be rude, but crap happens, right? Crap happens. And it happens in life. And I'm not talking about the massive things, because they can be upsetting and you can worry. And I'm talking about the little things. I'm, you know, worrying about whether the package is going to arrive today, or whether the weather's going to affect what I'm doing. You know, crap happens. I think for the trick for less worry in what I'm doing in 2003, crap happens. And the message is how you use it, because crap can be used as a fertilizer, can't it? So, you know, use the stuff that happens in life to your advantage. Number two of the stuff. Number two actually is about stuff. I'm in the process of moving at the moment, and there's just loads of stuff that I've either gathered, I've borrowed, I nicked, I've bought expensive brands that I could have bought a cheaper brand. You know, I've gone for the label, you know, and paper, too much paper. Oh, wow. So less of that in 2023. So less stuff. So I'm going to promise myself, I've got a few hotels coming up and some business in hotels in the next couple of weeks. I'm not going to take any pens with me. I'm not going to take the pad with me. I'm not going to take the toiletries. They're just there. You know, I haven't, they're part of it. So they're not coming home with me. I'm going to really think about buying stuff. So look through the cupboards that we've got with the food in the house and the freezer and eat that first. I'm going to reduce paper, so I'm trying not to use paper at all. I'm trying to use my iPad. I'm trying to use the things that I have. I'm trying to use the technologies that I have invested in already. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use any more paper. Well, as much as I can anyway. Right, number three of things that I'm not going to do more of or less of, I'm going to do less of in 2023, is stop looking at my phone. Right, so the rules now are I can't look at my phone between the hours, I can only look at my phone between the hours of 8 a.m. in the morning and 8 p.m. at night, and then it gets plugged in and goes upstairs and away. I've been phone scrolling, doom scrolling and all that. So if you catch me, by the way, folks, the people that watch me, if you catch me on the internet after 8 p.m, send me a direct message, just say, get off, Steve. So you can hold me accountable to that one. Too much time looking at a small, tiny screen when I could be looking at people around me. I could be watching a great movie or a musical. I could be going for a walk. I could be not set myself up looking at a screen all day. But it's not good for you looking at screens all day. Right then, number four of less things. Less things for me, number four, is basically being affected and listening to negative attitudes. Listening to other people's thoughts, feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors. It's none of my business. It's their business, not mine. So I'm not going to be reading the news. I'm not going to be going online and checking the news anymore. I'm probably going to check in with the news once a week, because everything in the news, and there's some very serious things that are going on, but there's some trivial nonsense that's going on at the moment. Trivial nonsense. Somebody wrote this book. Somebody perhaps did that. Somebody commented on this. Somebody's thoughts and feelings are this. Then somebody else says, going to not get involved in any of that nonsense at the moment. And if I'm going to read something, I'm going to read something that's positive and empowering, not the news. I'm not going to certainly watch the news on TV. I'm not going to do that. I'm also going to stay away, you know, from those people that are dream stealers, the ones that take your dreams away from you, those energy zappers or vampires, what people call them, those naysayers, the ones that will always say no first. What about those pretenders, those people that pretend, and those people that ego hunt? I'm going to just stay away from those gang of people. I've got gangs of people that are positive, that are empowering, that uplift me, that give me their opinion, give me their thoughts, their criticism, and that's fine. And it's done with love, it's done with care, and it's done with attention. And they're the people I'm going to spend more with in 2023. But those naysayers, those negative Nellies, no way, no negative Nellies in 2023. And then the last thing I'm going to stop doing or do less of is saying yes to things that I don't enjoy. Less things to the things I don't enjoy. And that includes the things that I set up for myself as well. So getting involved with stuff that I just don't enjoy. So I have a choice. I can do it or not do it. I can do it quickly or ask someone else to do it. I can pay someone else to do it if I'm lucky enough to be able to afford that, or just not do it. Avoid it. Just don't do it. You know, there's a chap that near my house washes his car every Sunday. Every Sunday. He's out there every Sunday. I personally don't wash my car. If it gets dirty and it needs washing, then I go through a washer or I'd go to the garage and do one of those jet wash things. But this chap washes his car every day, and I can actually see outside he's got two lovely beaming red cars. Now, I looked at him when I first moved to where I am now and thought, does this chap, he does that every day, every Sunday? Wow. But you know what struck me? What struck me is he really enjoys it. When he's out there he puts his green pants on, and he puts his top on, and he's got all the latest gear, and his car looks amazing, and the two cars look amazing outside. I can see them just from where I am now if I stretch over. And you know what? He enjoys it. He enjoys that on a Sunday. You can see him smiling. You can see him beaming away. You can see the pride he takes when he steps back from the car. Now, for me, car washing, I don't enjoy, so I don't do it. But I'm going to do less of the things that I don't enjoy. I don't need to iron T-shirts. You don't need to iron T-shirts, do you? And also, I'm lucky enough to be able to ask somebody else to do my ironing for me by paying them, of course, not just asking them to do it. So they're my 5 things I'm going to do less of. Less worrying, less stuff, less checking the phone, less listening to negative Nellies, and then less activities that I don't enjoy. And that allows me to do the things I do enjoy. Life's too short to be spending time in things that you don't do or you don't like or whatever. So they are my 5 things I'm going to do more of, 5 things more of in 2023, and 5 things I'm going to, boom, get rid of in 2023. So I hope you enjoyed that. That's all about set yourself up for little tiny habits which lead into big habits. That's the way to do it, I think, in 2023. Less is more. There we go. Less is more. So hope you enjoyed that. Try those ideas out. Don't forget down below if you want to comment on anything I've said or give me any tips and ideas of how you can put these tips and ideas, or you can share these with other people. That would be much appreciated.